guys seen this, by the way? Do you guys know what love and deep space is, first of all? It's time to goonstigate, chat. Get the goonstigators together. Love and Deep Space is like a game targeted at women. It's the one that had like this whole discussion because the characters in there, the hot boys, they like remember girls' periods. You know, they would give you like you could track your periods with it, and the character would tell you, I'm just gonna make up a line. My lady, do you want me to go get you some pads at the drugstore? I know it's your periods right now. And all the girls would lose their mind. But so that game always has so much drama that's happening with it. Captain Cabinets is a gacha streamer. I had like a collab stream with her where she told me about like a previous drama where the Love and Deep Space fan base went against this other gacha game called Snowbreak. So Love and Deep Space is like the female gooner game, but Snowbreak is like the male gooner game. And they went into this huge war, but basically their hostility made it so that the developers had to like put the game in hiatus and degunize the game a little bit, which has sparked like massive backlash. And people are saying that it's like feminists going after Snowbreak and all of that. But this is yeah, it was like they made it. I think they got like the Chinese government involved in it or some shit. Well, let me just fact check. I was gonna type Goonergate. You search the game, it looks interesting. Oh, it looks very interesting. It looks like a game for the Goonstigators. But hey, me, I don't discriminate. I like Gooner games for female. I like Gooner games for males. I don't really have time to play any other games, but you know, I appreciate the splash arts when they pop up on Twitter. Okay, but today this is another drama. This was all just context to give you a sense of how insanely crazy and parasocial these fan bases could be. We already knew that gacha fan bases can be extremely parasocial and crazed. Love and Deep Space is like on another level because a lot of the people like Yumi self-ship with some of the characters. Correct, they removed the combat animations, added very bad censorship to existing costumes, and blocked certain story elements. In Snowbreak, yeah, unfortunate. But yeah, the Yumi Shoshis, and they are intense. They are intense. It's also fictional characters. I cannot understand that. But anyway, so today, Love and Deep Space cave to pressure. Oh, I'm gonna, this is the perfect not to say the buzzword. They bent the knee to outrage caused by some Chinese audiences. And basically, they were very, very upset about this new character that was supposed to be like a werewolf. This guy was considered to be too Western buff and gay looking for Chinese ladies. But there was also a bunch of other complaints. It wasn't just that. Yeah, literally 1984. Yeah, 1948, man. Lads just canceled Valko, their new love interest male, and said they will not release another again in the future. They have bent to the whims of crazed parasocial. This is absolute insane move. Nobody said a new legion exists, just that content should be focused on current characters rather than have them ignored for so long in stretches in favor of new LIs. Is that how they call the characters in there? Dear Miss Hunters. But apparently there was so much backlash for this character. Oh, love interest. Okay, that's what LE stands for. Like, there was so much backlash that there was protest. They were getting sent, like, poop to the company office, like dunk. They apparently now Chinese players are cheering for winning the war against Wolf. But also they're still mad because of the 731 issues. They also fully believe Valko was designed for men, so they want Infold to clarify again that they're female oriented and love interested are straight. Chinese netizens and antis are fucking scary. They get organized. They're like, this is how they went after Coco. I don't think you've realized your mistake, just that you can't make any money anymore. They're so toxic. This is only one of them. There are other problems that have not been solved. Clarify your game's political stance on both domestic and international platforms. What political stance? They're trying to goon here. Apologize to RN and RH. Commit to being a female-oriented otome game and have the relevant senior management apologize and resign. Apology during livestream. Response to the 731 number issue. Prohibit buying military items to provoke players. Simply deleting the Lao Liu character cannot quell the anger your game has caused. Everyone these past few days, please address the 731 issue and stop using insensitive excuse to evade responsibility. No excuse can calm the public outrage over this matter. While your game says all the right things, it has not listened to a single opinion from the players. It's the old and new grievances are not fully resolved. I will never forgive Love and Deep Space. They lost like 1 million followers following the release of this character. And look, 76% of their like distribution market is Chinese. But the United States are a big chunk. They're 11% of this. He looks exactly like every other character in the game. That's what I'm saying, bros. There's more. There's a lot of VTubers commenting on this. There was also something like some storylines they believe were insensitive. See, Deputy Aru here said, I'm reading through this entire mess, and from what I'm seeing from the Chinese girlies is that Experiment 731 were legitimate experiments that happened in World War II and is extremely sensitive topic in China. It killed thousands, so many are disturbed by it being directly referenced and used as a major plot point. So that's been one of the main issue. Apparently it's like the equivalent of their 9/11. Second, apparently the banner where he shows up outside the MC's apartment is a direct reference to a real criminal stalking case that happened in China. I've seen people say some of the voice lines are very similar to details from the case, though I can't personally verify whether that's true. If it's true, I think there's a difference between exploring a fantasy and fiction and potentially drawing in direct inspiration from a real-life stalking case involving an actual victim. 3, they haven't updated the main story for like 500 days, and I guess this guy was going to be the update to the main story, so the others' love interest will be referenced but won't be in the main story. And they want regular main story updates. Yeah, they want everybody's in love with their own love interest or like whichever characters they picked, I guess. And they're upset because this new character is getting content and they're not. It's kind of like when you're watching an anime and your favorite character is not getting screen time enough, so you're getting mad at the mangaka. It was some sort of material, I don't know if it was official or not because I looked for it but I can't find it, where Valko is teasing the other love interest and some girls have interpreted this as Valko being bisexual. I don't agree with this one personally, but that's just what I've seen floating around. And some other complaints about his overall character and lack of effort from Infold, and also that the banners are incredibly intense and constantly are happening back to back, which puts players in tough position. There's any CN last player who can provide some extra clarification. I'm a global player trying to understand the concerns being raised. What an insane story to wake up to. You don't say. The thing is that the possible Unit 731 reference has nothing to do with Valko. The batshit fans attached it onto him to spread hate on him. Also, so Silas, Caleb, and Zane should be removed. You misunderstand me. I'm a big fan of toxic, stalking, dark fantasy tropes. I love Aru, but this is such a funny sentence. Yeah, people are too invested in their own gacha metrics. They need to take the blue pill immediately. Immediately. Average romance for a woman. Watched a video yesterday and apparently women are... No, I don't play this game, but I would play it if I had time. It'd be fun, I think. Yeah, I read some statistics yesterday that apparently women make up for 80% of readers nowadays. That's probably why that guy always asks for TLDR. Can we get some guys to read? I was like hate watching this video talking about if you read these, it's a red flag. But it was like, I think because women make up for such a high percentage of readership, now all the media that's being published in the literature is like, it's too directed at women. And I actually fucking hate that because I don't like reading books directed at certain types or genders. Like, I feel like it makes it so that the books, they change too much to try to please a viewership. I think all the books that I read, it's because the author thought it would be like an inciting story to share. So can you guys start fucking reading books so the percentage evens out? so they stop making a dark fantasy stalking woman's book, please. We don't need more of those. We don't. There's enough. It has to have a smut or your book flops. I know, it's literally an issue. I only read web novels. Let's go. Well, that's good. No, reading is gay. Gay. You know what? Reading some mangas is great. I had such a flash yesterday, and I was like, why do people waste their time reading self-help books? That is literally, it's such a waste of time. You don't need a self-help book. Everything you need can be found in mangas. Mangas have the best advice. They have the best inspirations. They have the best characters. You don't need to read anything else, really. You only need to look at pictures, and there's some dialogue here and there. They split up a sentence in 3 different panels. There's not that many words. Come on. The manga taught me how to build a house, work out, fight God, and get a girlfriend. Exactly. The China Woman's News spoke about the what's wrong with letting a wolf into the house part lads made for the 6 love interest trailer. They 3 posts about the situation and things are pretty messy, and the Chinese side is getting political too. A major game asked what's wrong with letting a wolf into the house, blurring boundaries of personal safety, sparking widespread backlash. You didn't fucking care about this with all the other characters. You only care about him now because you don't like him. Is an audiobook reading? I guess it is, but I think most people that listen to audiobooks, they're doing something else at the same time, so they're not really paying attention to the book. Rima follows Naruto daily for inspiration. Bro, it's good! The fuck you mean? Love and Deep Space players are sending poop to the company office, bro. This is true. Who sent cow poop to Diezi? I saw it too. They put it in the delivery locker. The delivery guy sneakily put in it. Oh my god, the delivery guy is a Love and Deep Space player. Masculinity is low-key inherently scary. I'm sorry, but these people need their traumas healed. There's nothing safer than a man who's strong and chooses every single day to be gentle with you. True! Truth nuke! Actual truth nuke. Yes, yes, because a lot of people only get half of that argument right. They're like, true masculinity is to be strong, but that's not true. I think true masculinity is actually being strong, but also being able to be gentle in the right moments. It's balancing both acts. Being just strong, bulldozing your way through things, that's not impressive. By treating strength as dangerous by default means men never get to just exist without being seen as a danger first. Oh my god, I'm getting Vietnam War flashbacks. Make it stop. No, this is the whole man versus bear thing discussion all over again. Woman versus bear. Vilifying strong man is vilifying their whole biology. That's funny because the topic we just talked about was somebody vilifying Iron Mouse for her boobs. And now this is somebody vilifying man for being masculine. Of course, men do not have to be strong or buff to be a better man. I totally know what you mean, but also she's right. Because they say femboys are the best boys. That's right. I'm joking. I totally know what you mean, but I'm gonna ask you to pack it up because masculinity is low-key inherently scary. It is absolutely normal to be scared of someone who is stronger than you and can decide to crush you as much as he can protect you. Yeah, that's totally why women, they hate vampires. Oh yeah, they hate them. This person comes from the same factory as that other person who thought Iron Mouse was sexualizing that Coco model. We gotta find this factory. We need to find a source where they are producing these people. And we need to find a factory reset setting, please. Yeah, it's a factory. It's a Temu factory. Oh, Mena's commented on it. I just read through all of this. And apparently they're deleting their latest werewolf character because mostly Chinese players think he's ugly and they call him a Frankenstein burn victim and a rapist. I don't know, these are all things that we're commenting. Otome games are some serious business. That's the wait, that's the guy they thought was too masculine. He's got fucking kitty ears on. That's the guy that's low-key, his masculinity is scary. What the nani, bro? I can't. He looks like a lesbian, somebody said in chat. Unironically, he's the only attractive one to me, besides the Silas, maybe. Never played this game, by the way. They all look too young, cutesy, and perfect. It's gross. Also, my girlfriends are such shotacons, bro. I wish, but instead they like stretched out twink
Thank
monsters
you for the super chat,
with
Desua.
gangly limbs. Rima just doesn't understand that this is the expression of a scary hunter. Princess, you better behave. Oh, wait. I feel like we gotta play the short. Wait. They referenced it in Hololive recently.
Hello, princess.
Hello, princess.
When was the last time I showered? 3 days ago. But don't worry, princess, I applied a 72-hour care deodorant and there
The face slap is disgusting!
is an hour and a half left. So you couldn't possibly be implying that I smell. Could you? Because let me remind you, princess, not to bite the hand that fingers you. So,
not to bite the hand that fingers you is a crazy line.
if you have a problem with my alpha odor, my aura, take it up with someone who cares.
I love how popular this guy became. I saw that he did cameos that some VTubers reacted to. Like, you can pay him to say stuff to somebody or like wish them happy birthday. He made a skit, but now he's become the dude for it. 1,000,000,000% aura. Yeah, the princess guy. Yeah, he had a flash of clarity and he looked so disgusted with himself. We need to put him in a game. Ari also commented on the Love and Deep Space stuff. Wow, never in my gacha life did I experience an entire character getting deleted right after being announced. That's actually crazy. For those of you confused about this entire drama, a lot of people quit or claim would quit because they hated him, especially on the Chinese side. There was even a lawsuit created because they wanted him out of the game. If I had to say, I think a majority of the player base hated him. Of course, there were a number that did like him, and now that group is protesting. The situation is all around so wild to me. People have been looking forward to the new love interest, but upon being announced, they hated him so much and made Les lose a lot of money even before release. He was set for release next week, and everything about him was completed on the dev side. Why do people hate him? Stuff like ugly, fix your other issues first, etc. There are many reasonings. I want to discuss this because the entire last situation has been so interesting since the release of Caleb / the KOD lawsuit. So many people in the global fandom are confused and think it only has to do with design, but it's actually a lot more than that. Also, believe it or not, an overwhelming percentage of the fandom, aka their main source of income, opposed the 6 love interest. This is also the reason some Chinese games like Light and Night never got localized into the Western scene, translations aside, and this remains true to non-mobile games as well, console games. Some don't want to deal with this split, so they don't bother making it available. I heard that the game had several criticisms already piled up. One of the biggest issues was Xavier's Year 3 myth card. They didn't include things like content creators that was included in the promotional video during actual release. But is CC stand for content creator here? Fans filed a lawsuit for this too, but yeah, probably that was the biggest issue up to this point. What? I gotta make a video on Love in Deep Space. That shit's too good. A lot of the big spenders like can buy out an entire building level. What? Promised that they would stop spending if they go forward with the Valko release. So if they had released it, they would have lost out on a lot of money and fans. They already had started losing earnings since the teaser. This is from Billy. At the beginning of today and continuing for 30 days, players who log in each day will receive 1 Deep Space Wish via in-game mail. Each mail will remain claimable for 3 days for a total of 30 Deep Space Wishes. We hope this can offer some compensation for the disappointment and disruption caused by these adjustments. The office will send death threats, dog poop, and other things. Some people said it was cow poop. Yeah, just don't date him. I don't get it. Yeah, they lost tons of money from developing these in advance. So people have sent cow dung, funeral chrysanthemums, curse banners, and ritual items to Paper Game / Infold's office as the Love and Deep Space controversy escalated to all new heights. Yo, parasocial Chinese fans do not fuck around. The controversy has also drawn attention from Beijing Daily, which went on to publish an article stating that the backlash reflects a growing crisis of trust between Paper Games and its core player base. Some context: as part of Ao Yin's promotional campaign, Paper Games installed a giant Valko wolf print display and a large team balloon outside its office. According to reports circulating on Chinese social media, some extreme players placed cow dung inside a company's delivery lockers, with visitors claiming they could smell the odor. Brother, ew. Others left white and yellow chrysanthemums, cursed banners, glutinous rice, and pummel leaves around the promotional display outside the building. Some visitors also posed outside the office while making middle finger gestures for photos. In modern Chinese culture, white and yellow chrysanthemum are closely associated with funeral mourning and paying respects for the deceased. Sending these flowers to a person or company can be interpreted as wishing death upon the recipient. Meanwhile, glutinous rice and pomelo leaves are a traditional folk item used in spiritual cleansing ritual to ward off evil spirits. Some protesters use them sarcastically to suggest that a paper games has been possessed after introducing the new character and need to ward off this new evil spirit. Following the protest, Paper Games reportedly increased security around its headquarters. While visitors were previously allowed to enter the building to take photos, recent reports claim the public access has become more restricted, particularly to prevent provocative photos or obscene gesture inside the office. According to the article on Beijing Daily, the issue goes far beyond Ao Yin's appearance. While some players criticize his more westernized character design, the main source of frustration is that many longtime players feel the existing 5 love interests have been neglected. Main storylines of a love interest have reportedly gone over 500 days without updates. Many fans believe the company's resources have been redirected towards introducing a new character instead of continuing content for the existing cast. Not gonna lie, man. The Fujoshi fanbase are fucking insane sometimes. It's embarrassing. And these ship wars, people were mad at actors in heated rivalry too, because some of the girls will ship themselves with one of the guys in the show, so they're playing a role, and the fictional character's love interest in the show was getting in the way of their own relationship, so they'd send hate to the real actor that's playing them. Fucking wild. Or maybe Fujoshi is not the right term here. You're right. Fujoshis would be glad to get a gay character, but the Fujoshis are also crazy because heated rivalry is sort of. And I see some posts because I get BL stuff on my algorithm sometimes when I'm not so careful and I start liking posts here and there, which is why I can't use my main account anymore. Yep, isn't Fujoshi what Rima is? But I'm not crazy though. 500 days without main story update is wild. True. They're putting all their resources making new banners probably. Yeah, they got banners back to back and we got even more pressure from Info to spend more money. Yeah, is it because they're just, but isn't each banner a new love interest? I thought banners were new characters. Hey Bunny, yeah, Bunny knows about this drama. Oh, banners are memories in this? Not on lads? Oh. See, I'm a gacha noob, bros. I mean, I don't know, like I feel like I would like gachas. But they're a time sink. The 500 days thing only applies to one of the love interest. No, banners are solo banners for existing cast and multi-banners for all casts. They're more like extra story, extra clothes. They're locking stories behind banners though. That's sad. True, everything is a time sink. That's how life works. Okay, we're getting philosophical again on this channel. I like that Airy breakdown. She seems to know a lot about it. Isn't she Chinese too? Guys, the problem was Valko for the CN girlies. Info is trying to make them happy because there have been a lot of boycotts. I'll try to explain as best as I can. CN girlies thought Valko was taking up space, time, and work from other love interest. Mostly from love interest with missing content. They wanted Info to work on them instead of new love interest. Yeah, but why do they need to roll it back? Just add him and work on something else. They thought this character design, general character, were made to appeal to the Western market and did not appreciate that. They didn't like how he was breaking into the MC's place, how he was being pushy. I thought women loved that kind of stuff and his overall personality. They were calling him a rapist and a horrible person overall. They weren't just boycotting it over there, apparently. They were protesting or acting extreme. This is why Info tried to defend Valko's character in the previous letter and told them to be patient, and he wasn't how PV portrayed him. But as we can see, it wasn't enough. There's also issues with the usage of problematic numbers like 731 and 611, which spark anti-China allegations. Lastly, according to one of my IRL Chinese friend, this was also going on. The company is charged of buying hot search tags for Valko and Xavier, BL couple on Weibo. Oh, so that's why they're calling him gay. Yeah, meanwhile, Caleb, after kidnapping the MC, holding her hostage, stalking her after faking his own death. Yeah, exactly. The 731 is a huge oversight. And they got like the, what is it called? The CPN? The Chinese Communist Party, like breathing down their neck. How can they, anything I will be seen as anti-Chinese, like nationalism, will get shut down. I don't know why they did that. That sounds stupid. But also, it wouldn't surprise me, okay, knowing how, oh, sorry, the CCP, knowing how internet dramas tend to blow up lately, I wouldn't be surprised if this is all bullshit, made up stuff. That if I understood Chinese and looked more closely into it, they might be like really stretching the facts. Kind of like how people do, as we've seen with recent dramas. Here's how serious it was to the CN players. Yeah, they put like security everywhere. Yeah, 731 are the numbers of a JP World War II units that conducted experiments on Chinese civilians and POWs. Why did they use that number? Like, that's stupid. We got Chinese people on the side and devs for Valko asking for our help. It's bad. Well, 11% of American fan base isn't going to tip the scale here, unfortunately. Somebody said that some of their whales can buy out entire buildings and they're protesting. So just this 1% of players that's like their biggest whales, if they say that they're not gonna play the game, it's Jover. This is unprecedented. You market a character for months, you make the entire community excited for him. Some new players even download the game just for him, and then you flat out just cancel. Has this ever happened in Gacha game history? Yes, games made for women by women don't usually make it to this point, and now we know why. The main issue many have, which was my issue, they abandoned mainline story and just kept releasing a alternate universe stuff, basically just cash grabs. Some of the complaints from Chinese women are interesting and complaining you guys look westernized. Women be crazy and will out crazy male gacha players 10 times. People are being extremely toxic regarding this. Well, Mujin's making a video about this, so if I make a video on this, it's going to be in a really long time. But I kind of wanted to go over the entire like Love and Deep Space history, not just that. But if I do a video, it's not gonna come out for like what? Like, I don't know. At this point, my videos have at least like a 1 month like producing time. My process is and research time is super slow. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next video.